Okay, so if you're following along with this training session, you'll notice that the signature looks a little bit different in this video, and that's because this is the second time I've done this video. The first time I did it was with the first converted document where I checked the box that says this form needs signatures, not knowing that it does two things. One, when you do that, you cannot delete the signature fields then to just let you have a line so somebody can actually write their signature with a pen on paper. And in addition, I found out that when you do that, when you go into properties, you're missing all these other tabs where you can do cool things like calculate things or validate things or format them in a specific way like numbers, percentages, etc. So when I converted it the second time, it did add this signature field, but now when I click on it, if I just want a wet signature for this, I can actually delete that field and we don't have a problem. I'm going to do undo, and you'll see that this particular signature has a little flag. That's because this is something called a digital ID signature, which I'm going to demonstrate to you, but it's a little bit more complicated for people. So this might not be something that you want to include in your document. So to demonstrate, when somebody clicks on that signature field, let's get out of edit mode so we can actually try this. We can click on the signature and it's going to ask what ID you want to use. Now I already have a digital ID, so I can just select that digital ID and use it. If I wanted to configure a new digital ID, which is what it starts with if somebody doesn't have one, they come to this screen and they can use a signature creation device, a digital ID from a file. So like I have a file, which you just saw, so I could choose this and then go find that file, or I can create a new digital ID. So this is what a new person who's never had a digital ID has to go through. So then we'll click continue, and then it wants to know, do you want to save it to the Windows Certificate Store or do you want to save it to a file? I go between Mac and PC, and I want to keep this file on my hard drive so that I can use it wherever I'm at. So I'm just going to save it to a file. Now it's going to ask me to enter in my information. And I'm actually going to change my name just because I already had that other one. Testing Jessica signature. Okay, so I'm going to click continue and I'm going to tell it where it should go. And I just want to live on my desktop for now. And then I want to apply a password. So I'm just going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It doesn't like that. It's not strong enough. Obviously, you should never have that password. So you should do something that's strong with capital letters, lowercase letters, and numbers and symbols. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and hit save. And then it's going to ask me, now it recognizes, it knows that you've set up a signature before. And so it's going to say, do you want to use this one? Or in my case, do you want to use this one? So I'll just use the one that we created right now and choose continue. And this is where it's showing what it's going to sign it as. And then it's asking me for my password. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then click sign. So once you do that, it asks you to save the form. So I'm going to put signed to, because I already did this with the previous video, and click save. So now it's going to add my name and it's going to add the date and time that I actually signed it. And so this is password protected. It's a little bit more secure than even a wet signature would be. But then again, it's very easy. I can create one for anybody to create a digital ID. So there's pros and cons to both. So again, I'm going to go back into all tools and prepare a form. And what I really want, I'm going to go ahead and clear the form, is I don't want a signature like a digital signature. I want to delete that field. So we're going to leave it at that and move on to the last field, which is creating a button.